Hey there everyone, Film Dude here. Going to be talking about The Invite, which I'm really excited to be talking about. Spoiler alert, I really like this film. But yeah, before we get into it, don't forget to leave a like and a comment and a follow, subscribe, whatever you're doing on. After watching this, or part of it, I don't know, whatever way you want to go about it, it really helps me out. I appreciate everyone that's part of my group. And yeah, so this is a real spoiler alert.
You, her, and me.
This is going to be one of my favorite movies of the year. I have watched it a couple times now. Luckily, I was at a couple Q&As and everything like that. But yeah, this is such a rare film to see nowadays. These are things that aren't made anymore. These couple dramas, they would not be as polished and funny and emotionally heartbreaking as this film if you saw a modern couple film. This feels reminiscent of the 70s. I mean, not just from certain musical choices or even the score, but the way it is opened with that opening sequence of the two of them going about their lives in separate moments, that feels like a 70s movie. It feels like something you would see from the 70s. And I know that Olivia Wilde wanted to encapsulate that feeling and honor those movies that she had watched and got invested in. So I think she did a great job with that, with just the opening. I mean, we can go deep into it. And I do know that this film is based off of a Spanish film, and a very famous one that has been translated all over the world. It used to be a play and became a movie, and that play has been translated into multiple different languages, and lots of people love it, and they're emotionally connected with it. And I think that Rashida Jones and Will McCormick, who did the translation, the adaptation, I think they did a very good job, because they did a lot of changes too that work for the benefit of the film. And I think that also has to do with the fact that a lot of the actors that were involved, Seth Rogen, Edward Norton, Penelope Cruz, and Olivia Wilde, they went in depth with their characters' dialogue and did certain changes, did some ad-libbing, things like that. But the core concept of the story is still there. And I think that's what's important about doing an adaptation, is that, just as I said with the One Piece live action, you can change things, but if you keep the central feel of what the original was trying to do, that's the most important thing about it. And I think they did a good job with this. I really like Olivia Wilde. I was not a huge fan of Don't Worry, Darling, but I chalk that up to it being her first time directing, her really swinging for the fences. I mean, she was really trying to do something complex with it, and I think she succeeded in a lot of parts, but it was just a very poor script. I think that was what hurt her the most, is that the script was not strong enough for the vision that she was trying to tell. And that sucks, because I think she's a really good director. I really did like a lot of the sequences in that. But watching this movie, so glad that everything was up to her standards. Not only is her direction strong, the camera work is gorgeous. A movie that is designed like a play shouldn't have this great of camera work. There is so many amazing shots. The autofocus is amazing. I am shocked at how well they did it, because they will be literally focused on one character, and then Seth Rogen will say something really funny and the autofocus is like on him even before the words come out of his mouth. It's like they knew exactly when people were going to be ad-libbing or saying these great like little moments and everything like that. I gotta give it to them. I also love the lighting. There's this great shot where Seth Rogen is under this like over this lamp, and the light's like right on him, and you have this bright white light on him as he's like freaking out, and you just feel how white rage he is, not just from the lighting, but his anger and his moment. It just works. There's great camera moves too that I really love, like the way the camera moves. The apartment, even though it's like a tight apartment, it feels open and flowing, like the way it's designed and everything. I just love, like, they're walking to this room and the camera's following this, and there's like a wall here, but the camera goes right past it. You feel like it's going through the house. There's so many great moments. I can't even I could go on and on about the camera work, but it's so good. The music is really good. The score is strong. It works. It's there when it needs to be there, but it also takes back when it doesn't need to be there. And as I was saying, these actors are amazing. Olivia Wilde, not only is she directing it, she's acting in it, and she kills this. This character has so much emotional baggage that you see on her, how tense she is, how much pressure's on her, just from the way Olivia moves her character around. And I do love like those little moments with her, like when she's freaking out about the souffle and she crouches down and the camera moves down with her and you just see like this on her, or the moment where she's super relaxed after they find out about the orgy and they're like, they want to go in depth and she's like sitting there like, oh yeah, tell me more about it. I want to know this, that. She's asking all these inquisitive questions. And then we get to like the deep emotional parts right after the other couple leaves and they realize that their relationship has collapsed, and you just see just how like empty she feels along with Seth Rogen, and just the way she wanders through the apartment. It feels so real. And I think that what makes this really strong, because the script is it's punched up with lots of dialogue, lots of very like philosophical moments and other things like that. But it's those parts that would feel very much like a play and take away a little bit from the humanity of the characters, it's just brought back by the actors who just put their full energy into it. As I was saying with Olivia Wilde, she does a great job. But I'm really impressed with Seth Rogen. This is probably one of the best roles I've ever seen him. And it's one of the few roles I've seen him super emotional in. I mean, he is extremely funny in this. Everyone can argue, yes, he gets typecast because he's super funny, but he's really funny in this. But there's so many little moments of like great emotional catharsis for his character, and also for us to understand where he's coming from and where he's going into. And he's amazing. I mean, that final scene, just as Olivia Wilde's character is trying to figure out what she wants for her future, and he's at the piano playing. And I love that he's hesitant how to play. Like, it's almost like he's trying to remember the music that got them together. And I love it. It just do. And then I just love the camera on his fingers. And then we cut to her hand, not even cut, her hand just appears and starts playing with him. And it cuts to them, and you just see like the somberness on his face. Like, he is a very emotional person, and you can feel it on his face, and I got to give him credit for that. And Edward Norton's great. I mean, from what I was gauging from a lot of the Q&As, he ad-libbed a lot of his stuff. I mean, his character wasn't even supposed to be named Hawk. He just said, I want to name my character Hawk. And I have a backstory of why he's called that, but we won't know about it until a certain point. And that point that he added, because that was all him that added it, they didn't even know what he was going to say, cuts deep into what relationships are about. I'm super impressed. I don't know if he wrote it, if he had someone else write it, but it is good. And he's really funny. I love that part after like all this big, deep emotional parts happen, and he pops up from under the couch, from behind the couch, and you see him tearing up. He's like, yeah, we just really wanted to see the apartment and maybe, fuck a little. And it's just so funny and sweet how he says it. And you could just feel like he really meant it. Like, they didn't want any of this deep emotional stuff. They just really wanted to have a good time. But again, I think he does a great job. And again, that shows, just like with Olivia Wilde, with Seth Rogen, they're very funny, and they really play these characters in such a way that you connect with them on a deep emotional level that makes that ending pay off so well. And again, I now will talk about Penelope Cruz, who I think is the most interesting, because in a way she could play the character in a certain way, and it would be pretty remedial and basic and all that stuff. And in a way she sets that up. She plays her very like suave and like mysterious and sexy. But then you see like all these cute little moments with her, and she has all these deep emotional moments. Like, I love the fact that we learn that she's a therapist and that she's helped Hawk through his trauma that we learn about later. And it just works. And she is there to help them because she cares about them, because she cares about the emotional health of people. And I love that part. Like, she's not trying to be their therapist, but she can't help it. And she's there to like free them and get them connected into who they are. And she could have played it one way, and she changes it. And that's what's so interesting about this movie. This movie can go one way. It feels like it's set up to be like this. But it's always changing and turning and twisting and doing all this stuff. And I think not only is that because of the actors changing things, and that's not only because of the writing, I just think it's reminiscent of what those old movies would do. Those old movies wouldn't just be like, oh, it's a comedy. They would interplay it with like moments that you wouldn't expect, deep emotional moments or character moments where you would think that wouldn't be, is that really how the character is going to go? Yeah, because that's who they are. That's what the time was saying, what they were being like. And I think it works incredibly well at certain points where they get you, like the part where after they find out about the orgies, they completely change their tune. They get really connected with Edward and Penelope, and you see those great moments where they're shaking hands, they're kissing each other on the cheeks and hugging each other. And then Edward Norton reveals the moment that Olivia Wilde's character has been going and in a way showing off her body to him through the window. The window that we've seen, especially with that comment, why don't we put curtains on the window? It just makes sense. Like, these are great moments when you realize that things are set up, but they're set up in a way where you don't realize they're set up for something. It's great. I could go on about it. Go check out this movie. I want to hear your opinion. Tell me what you think. Leave a like, a comment, and a follow. And I appreciate everyone that, is part of my YouTube channel and everything. Go check out the Q&As that I have posted about the two for the invite and stuff. They're really good, and I think it's really interesting, especially if you like this film, to understand what the thought process was and everything. But it's great. Appreciate y'all. See you for the next one. Film Dude out. Bye.